Well, this year does mark the 12th anniversary of an incredible movement called IAmSecond. It's grown to reach millions of people in 230 countries all over the world. I want to give you just a quick example of IAmSecond.
My wife is a bit of a wallflower.
I like safety. I like knowing what's coming.
I would have been the guy on horseback riding off into the wilderness.
Fear and failure doesn't even cross his mind.
And Joe could not be more opposite than that.
If God is involved, safe isn't necessarily the end goal.
You know, we've been, as the world sees it, blessed with a lot of things and doing what we love to do and money and fame. But there is no true happiness in the things that everyone sees that should be great with us, apart from a real relationship with God and with Jesus. We're not perfect. We don't have a perfect marriage. But we have that one thing in our faith, and that's why we're here, is to glorify God with what we've been given, and hopefully we point people to the answer. That's what we want to be.
Would you please welcome the Vice President of IAmSecond and producer of many of its films, John Humphrey. John, good to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
When you say IAmSecond, I mean, that means somebody else is first. So let's talk about who's first and how does this play out?
Sure. Well, the starting point is putting Christ first in your life and to follow the leadership and commands that Christ gives to us. But there's a second part to that, and that's putting others ahead of yourself as well, and the needs of others and the concerns for those people.
You've had an amazing array of people that have done these very honest and transparent videos. Who are some of the people that we would all know and recognize that have done these kind of videos? I mean, we just saw Carrie Underwood and Mike Fisher, the great hockey player, Carrie Underwood, of course, the singer, and Chip and Joanna Gaines, but you've had a lot of folks. How many?
Sure, we've had, we've done about 140 of those white chair films, is what we call them, the signature look of someone sitting in a white chair. But we've done other films as well, including a documentary that's running on Showtime right now called Loud, Crazy Love, which is the story of Brian Head Welch from Korn. But,
who has been on our show.
Absolutely.
One of our favorite guests. We love having him. It was wonderful.
Right. But we've had certainly sports stars like Albert Pujols and Clayton Kershaw, entertainers like Danny Gokey or Tori Kelly, other entertainers that you may remember like Kathy Lee Gifford, Kathy Ireland, the supermodel turned businesswoman. So it really is all walks of life, from the celebrity also to those that are not so recognizable, people down the street that are dealing with topics that you and I run into every single day.
There's one in particular. I want to show a clip from it because I think it's one of the most powerful things that I've seen. You guys have a video called Unlikely Friends. It features Michael, a former neo-Nazi, and his African-American probation officer, Tiffany. Let me show our viewers a quick part of that powerful video.
You put forth more of an effort than anybody I've had in my life that actually tried to help me. Why?
Michael, I'm gonna tell you how the Lord feels about you. He sees you as, or he saw you as a young boy. And he's seen you grow into a man. He wants you to spread his word of love, acceptance, forgiveness. And you question how you can be forgiven. He forgives no matter how bad our sins are. You have to forgive yourself.
John, that is such a powerful interaction. You know, everybody today talks about racism and racial reconciliation and how to fix it. We just saw how to fix it. Bring people to Christ. I mean, here's a neo-Nazi, for heaven's sakes, a guy that hated people like Tiffany. What's the backstory with those guys?
Well, we read about their story.
Yeah.
And it hadn't been publicized at all. But we read about it in a small town newspaper, and then we were able to go ahead and bring them together. And they had never really done this type of interview before. And what's been amazing to see is not only for Michael to talk about how he came to Christ, but what he's been doing in the year since we published that story. And he has been taking his story to the masses. He's invited to conferences and really serving as an example for other people.
It is a great testimony of God's grace and His transforming power. IAmSecond is having an impact on people when they see these videos. Did you envision, when this all started 12 years ago, that you would have hundreds of the videos and millions of people all over the world would see them?
You know, we started in 2008 with an outreach to the Dallas-Fort Worth area with 15 films, really to show people authentic Christianity and connect them with local churches. And within 3 weeks, it went viral, went around the world, and we suddenly found we were just trying to keep up. And that's what we've been doing ever since, trying to go ahead and meet the need that people have for true examples of authentic faith.
Well, keep it up, John, because it's a wonderful way to get a great message out and to introduce all of us to a side of people that we might know, but we might not really know until we see their stories. Right. Thank you for being here.